America is in its worst situation that we have been in human history. We've had many negative events that has happened since the beginning of 2020, and the year is turning out to be pretty crappy. Yeah, the coronavirus, which was supposed to be contained in China and Europe by a couple Europeans, have wandered on a cruise ship over to America, and that's how the spread has started. And then we've also had the George Floyd protest as a result from Derek Chauvin stood on his neck for 9 to 10 seconds. And it was it was terrible. Not to mention that it was a white cop standing on the neck of a black person. And that's what started the Black Lives Matter protest and Justice for George Floyd protest. And it wasn't farther away that another white cop shot another black individual. His name was Rayshard Brooks, and it was in the parking lot of a Wendy's, and what he was trying to do is resist arrest, and he started running, and a white cop just fired one of his pistols, and, literally killed the guy. But between that timeline, you had Jake Paul, who was joining one of the riots in Arizona Mall, and that was one of the stupid moments for Jake Paul, because he took a bottle of champagne. He was filming everything that was going on in the mall and that stuff, and he literally, well, he put on Twitter that wanted to, he wanted to show America everything that was going on. So, what I had to say about that is that I don't believe he really cared about, what was going on in America. He was just filming for his own personal gain, so he could, make money and that stuff. Well, anyway, he ended up getting misdemeanor charges for, you know, trespassing and staying at that mall during closing hours. It wasn't even open. People just began looting. And the purpose for all the looters thinking that they could get away with looting while the police were busy with all the protesters and that stuff. And not all police were very nice to like every protester that was protesting peacefully about George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks, and Black Lives Matter. Like, some of the cops don't even care about, the opposite race. And this is where the cops need to, if they don't want to do their job right, like, the purpose of a policeman is not to be, not to make yourself look like you're on top of the world here. You're the most important person in the world, and no one else matters. No, that's not the job at all. No, you can't have justice with injustice. It does not work like that. You're supposed to protect people, not kill them. But, like I said, in a lot of videos, some people just don't get the right way to do things in a lot of ways. But let me just shift gears here for this video today because that like I said in the beginning of the video, we have lots of problems here in the United States. Being that the coronavirus has broke out since the beginning of 2020, and we in America didn't even experience the coronavirus until March, in my experience. Because I 2020, we had a New Year's Eve parade, or like a New Year's Eve event. I was really excited for 2020 because I knew it was going to be an amazing year for the Nintendo Switch, and I just couldn't wait to, go out and do the stuff that I enjoy for the whole year. Apparently that all got ruined because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only that, but a couple of other viruses have been encountered. The swine flu, for one, which involves pigs. And here is the most scary thing now. A death that has occurred since recent history. I'd say it'd probably be back somewhere like in the 70s, 1800s. Who knows what it is? But it was a virus or a disease back then. It was called the bubonic plague. Now, I did my research, and it has to do with infected fleas, and that stuff. And this can be more deadly than COVID-19, to be honest. Because if you got, say you have like a lot of fleas in the human bones that are like swollen and that stuff, this can include like swollen armpits, swollen limbs. Anything that's swollen to the body due to flea bites and that stuff, that's how the bubonic plague spreads. And then, even more scary, it spreads it can be pretty deadly. So, right now the bubonic plague is in China right now. And I just want to really hope that they decide to keep the thing contained, because I don't want it coming to the U.S. I don't want it getting over here to the U.S. We already have the coronavirus. We already have the coronavirus crisis going on right now. And we don't need another disease around here in America. We already have too much on our plate with COVID-19. We have enough to deal with here. We don't need anything more. Now, with a stupid comment from President Trump, this was going over CNN. And the message was, Trump's message to America was, suck it up. That he doesn't want anything to do with the COVID-19 virus because, he claims it doesn't exist. And that is so true. Being the idiot that Donald Trump always wants to be, I have to say, I'm not surprised that he would be that stupid around, about COVID-19. It just doesn't really surprise me at all, being how stupid that the president has been and always has been. And he always will be in the White House. And my opinion, he should have been impeached a long time ago. This is why there was an impeachment trial. There was he literally he attacked Iran without any warning, and he declared war on Iran and killed the Iranian general. And this is what led to Congress wanting to limit his war powers. Because I don't want anybody in the White House going around and, going after other countries with military force and, just blowing up other countries just because, for no specific reason at all. And that's what led to this whole thing. But that's not stopping Donald Trump from being a idiot. If I had to say one thing, if the Black Death actually did end up coming to the United States, I would just say Trump would, just play it like it's a joke. Like anything that comes to the United States is a joke. You just live your life normally, suck it up. If you die, you die. The president doesn't even care about America in the first place. That is just the most sad part that just really disgusts me about Mr. Trump here. You gotta look at the big picture here. And I'm pretty sure that all of you people could understand how stupid our President of the United States is. And the pandemic, the crisis that we are now in, that we face with COVID-19, would have been would have been solved if Mr. Trump in the beginning didn't fire a medical team that would do what they could to actually kill the COVID-19 virus. And all this would have been end earlier. We wouldn't have to wait for a vaccine to come out. But thanks, Mr. Trump, firing the medical team and that stuff, we're all facing the crisis that we're all facing today. I'm sure this gives you a bigger picture on how stupid Donald Trump really is. He does not care about America. The only thing that he is caring about is getting reelected. And I'm sure other countries want him reelected, because I'm sure that he's an ally to other countries. And I'm sure that's the whole reason why he's being the way that he is. He wants other countries to help him win re-election. And to tell you the truth, Russia pretty much meddled with the U.S. elections. And there's like nothing more I could say about that. He's just stupid when it comes to, protecting the American people. I could say nothing more. The president's always been stupid. It doesn't matter how he's been stupid. It doesn't matter what stupid stuff he's done during his presidency. It's not... You don't have to ask questions. Well, what stupid stuff did he do to America that has, basically, he's gained a fame for, being hated. Now, certainly I don't really hate the president and that stuff. I just dislike what he's doing. Do I think that he's obviously, has a brain that he's not using correctly? Of course. Doesn't really make him hated to me, but maybe to other people, yes, because I'm sure there are a lot of people here in the United States that, maybe you just don't respect that the man's a man. Maybe you just hate him because you just plain hate the guy for, how he acts and that stuff. I mean, I'm not going to go around hating people and that stuff. I could hate the behavior that they constantly repeat and that stuff, but it's not going to make me hate people. I'm not that kind of person who's going to go around and just, hate whoever I want, because that's not me. But, yeah, I dislike President Trump. Doesn't mean I hate him. I just, dislike. How I get categorized hate and dislikes. Hate is a more strong word, meaning you don't like the person at all? Are you... let me back up here. Hate's more of a term where you just don't really like the person at all. If you dislike the person, it's more you just dislike the behavior that they're doing. And they constantly keep on going on and on with the same behavior cycle that you obviously hate about the person. Like, hating the behavior of the President of the United States is not the same thing as hating the person. I want to make that clear. Okay, Donald Trump is a nice guy. Alright, he has a nice tone. I really like it. But he's got some bad behavior problems. And he's narcissist, which I do not even like at all. But, you know, there's nothing I can really do or say about it. I can't change who Donald Trump is. Nobody else can. This isn't... This just isn't what America wants. So if the swine flu and the bubonic plague get to the U.S., I don't know if swine flu is actually deadly, being that the swine flu has to do with pigs. I wouldn't think that the swine flu is deadly like the bubonic plague, but if the bubonic plague from China gets over here in the U.S. and that stuff, we're all pretty much going to, I'd hate to say this, but we're pretty much all going to die if the bubonic plague gets here. And we'd have that with the combination of COVID-19. And that's just... Well, there's just nothing more I could say about it. If we were to not be so serious about this, then what else are we taking seriously? Okay. This isn't a game. Viruses are not to be taken non-seriously. And you can't say that the COVID-19 virus is there. You can't say bubonic plague is not back in China. And you can't say that the swine flu is in China. Because according to CNN, they're already there. If something's reported on, like, CNN or these news medias, and they say that these things are real and that stuff, you can't say, oh, they're just fake. They're just fake. These news medias just lie. I hate to burst your bubble on there, but the only news media that ever lies is Fox News. I just hate to break it to you. That is Trump's favorite news media, which is Fox News, because they They spread misinformation and that stuff. And that's what Donald Trump likes about this news media. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to end the video today just by saying, remember, never deny the fact that the virus is there. Don't listen to the U.S. president telling you Americans to suck it up, because that's what one of the titles was. And don't let anybody tell you that, just suck it up and deal with it, because, well, I mean, you have to face reality, though, that it's there. But you don't have to just, sit behind a wall and just let it happen. There's something that can be done about this, and it's going to get resolved. So if we get the bubonic plague here, I'm sure America will have a new president in place of Donald Trump. Hopefully. Hopefully somebody else gets reelected other than Donald Trump in 2020. And election happens in November. So, I could bet that hoping it'd be Joe Biden. Because number one, I don't think Joe Biden is narcissist like Trump is. He'd be better, but he'd probably have more of the country in his heart. I keep on seeing those ads about Joe Biden. So, he'd be more of telling America the truth, that we can't sit back and let this happen. And, have more of a heart for the American people rather than Donald Trump. But anyway, I'll end the video today, guys. Hope you enjoyed what you heard here. And I will see you all later. This is Charles Morris. Have a good day. I will see you all later.